Welcome back to the All Things Sports Podcast. I'm your host, June. I'm with Big Game James. Am I right?
Yeah.
We got our special friends here, Mateo,
Yes,
Hyman, GOEFIT founders here in the flesh. We got both of them now. We were able to talk to Mateo back in the day through Justin. It's crazy how life works, right? Like,
yes, sir.
I already knew who you guys were without knowing who you guys were, and then I met you guys. So some things work the way they do. But Hyman.
Yeah,
Hyman.
that's funny.
No, it ain't funny. No, it's not funny.
Everybody always calls him that.
So at least I'm part of like a big crowd.
Yeah.
But with all respect, Hyman Alvarado is an SPTA and a CPT, which would be a student physical therapist assistant, right? And a
Yes,
certified personal trainer.
Yes, sir.
So shout out to you for that. And Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu Messiah.
We're out here. Just know.
I respect that. So we'll talk about that.
Just know.
Mateo Gomez over here, human movement specialist, performance coach.
Yes, sir.
They call him Broward's coach.
Yes, sir.
I call him Broward's coach.
Yes, sir. Thank you very much.
It's a big thing what you guys are doing, for real. This is, like when I think of you guys, I think of like if we look to Super Bowl weekend, which is coming up next weekend, and we'll get into that, but they have the Walter Payton Man of the Year award. You know what I'm saying? And every team selects the guys in their community doing the work. You guys are doing work for this community at 100% level. You know what I mean? And whether you guys look at that or not, whether you do, it doesn't change the fact that you are. And it starts with like your why. And that's my assumption of what your why would be. But I think that's what, people that do the things you do and work on, helping others. That's what we need here in the community. So, we appreciate that. And we appreciate you guys for, giving us the space and letting us talk, chop game, and connect, man.
It's a pleasure, bro. It's a 100% pleasure. It's a collaboration, 100%. We're glad to be here with you guys.
Absolutely, bro. It's home.
Hey, this is home, and it feels like you could, I walked into your guys' house in a sense. You know what I mean? This is your haven here.
This is it.
This is like your second house.
This is what we built, dog. Like, this is what it feels like. It feels amazing. It feels great.
Seeing you guys doing boot camps at parks, working in the garage, having company, having, people coming ready to work. My initial thoughts were like, this is a place where no matter what it is, there's work. This is a place where you guys compete with each other. You feel me? To get better, to help each other, push each other. It's a space where the motivation is gonna be there. Like I just see all of that through, and this is me through Instagram.
Right.
I've never been to y'all workout. And we'll get there. Yeah. But I mean, I think James could even say it. We feel it. We talk about y'all on a regular, they boys snapping, and it's crazy to see people that I've known, and also just people trying to do good, actually getting it done. And
I appreciate that.
That's
bro.
what it is. So where did the inspiration for GoFit come from? Because I don't know that you guys were bodybuilders since you were 6.
No.
I don't know that y'all was.
I'll start off, and it'll be. It's a very it's an interesting story, and you'll see how it goes. So, I mean, me personally, bro, from a very early age, Jaime can attest. Like my dad has mentioned it to him. My dad has always been in a physical culturist. He's loved everything about growing the body, the mind, all that. And so he would always wake me up for runs, make me do push-ups, pull-ups. So before I even got my first membership, he made sure that I could do 50 push-ups and 10 pull-ups. So that was something that was like basic. So he's like, it makes no sense for you to go to the gym and do training. It. Pretty much.
That's real.
And then, I went to Colombia for 2 summers, and I got real chubby. I put on some baby fat. I was 13. For real, bro. Living there is crazy.
Yeah.
You get fed crazy.
I went for a month.
Yeah. And then long story short, came back, and I was like, man, I don't want to be chubby anymore. I'm in 8th grade. I want to I want to look nice for the girls, type shit, whatever. So I started working out, and bro, I got my hands on every piece of magazine, every fitness magazine, everything I could possibly read. Yeah. Started really getting my knowledge up, going on the internet, and I fell in love with it, bro. I was like, damn, I didn't know that it was this much. There's so much to grow your body.
Bodybuilding.com days.
All that, bro. Bodybuilding.com days, T Nation.
Yes.
Shout out to bodybuilding.
Shout out T Nation. Shout out Men's Fitness, Muscle and Fitness.
Sure.
Shout out Ironman magazine.
Oof.
Shout out 10 different types of magazines. I swear to you. My dad would be like, I'm about to go to Publix. You need anything? And instead of food, I would ask for fitness magazines. So long story short, bro, I've always had like some like a very like a long found like passion for fitness.
I see,
you know, it's more than just like working out for me. It's like every day I beat like, part of my language, I beat like the inner bitch. You know, I say it every day, like I beat the inner bitch. Every day you need to do something where you like beat the inner bitch. That little voice where you're like, damn, I don't want to work out. Nah, that's the inner bitch right there. Like that's right there. Oh, I don't want to wake up. You know, like everybody has that one thing. So I feel like we all need that. So that's always been that for me. And so, boom, flash forward, man, I was like 20 years old, and I was working at a restaurant, Zimburger. I meet Jaime's girlfriend, Rachel, and she became, you know, like we were like all good friends. She became good friends with like one of my homies. I ended up coming over, and Jaime, you know, they've been dating for a while. He was there,
shout out to
and this was when he was beginning his fitness journey. Like, you know, like he was like starting off, like he was like, you know, overweight. He was trying to lose some weight. He was like trying to start moving around the weight room, figuring it all out. Boom, his protein, and so we just became partners.
It was like the perfect timing.
Pretty much, bro. Like it was perfect time. We started going to the gym, and I'm gonna tell you the rest. Like,
man, from then on, it was like every time we would work out, we would come back to the crib and it'd be like, gains, bro. Gains, bro. Like, just sit down, you know what I'm saying? Whatever. Like, I would whip up some shit in the kitchen every time. Literally, bro. It was like, we'll work out, come over. I'll whip up some crazy shit like ground turkey tacos.
Tuna and eggs. Like, tuna and egg omelet.
With crazy shit, just protein,
bro.
Crazy.
This man would like make the rice like extra crusty and scrape it off the side of the bone. Yes, be like, gains over everything.
Gains over everything.
Gains over everything.
Gains over everything. So
and we were here sitting on his living room floor just talking about gains over everything.
So after that, I'm like, damn, bro, like GOEFIT. You know what I mean? Like in the living room, we talk like, yo, GOEFIT, that's a dope ass name.
We were like, GOEFIT, dog.
So
that's fire.
After every workout, now like the same thing, we'd like sit down and start writing up ideas. We even came up with food truck ideas, food plans, exercise plans.
It's like 2016.
You know what I'm saying? From 2016, all from the living room. Just started brainstorming day after day after day after day.
I was like 20.
I must have been like 23, 20.
He was like 24.
24.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's some perfect timing right there, man.
Yeah, facts.
So sometimes you gotta just kind of see it and then attack it.
It's a whole other story about how it evolved after that. I mean,
go ahead, man.
Bro. I mean, like, so after that, we kind of progressed. You know, we were like really working out. We were like thinking about how we could really progress the idea of GOEFIT. What were we like? What were we really trying to achieve? Like, were we just like floating in this space of the fitness industry where we really had no identity? You know what I mean? Which I'm sure a lot of people feel like nowadays. Yeah. We didn't really know. We were trying to figure it out ourselves because it's not like we were super swole either. You know what I mean? Like, we hadn't really achieved our level of like, and then I still haven't, but I'm saying like I have progressed since then, and I feel like because of this mentality. You know what I mean? Because of the GOEFIT mentality.
For sure.
Yeah.
So we were trying to figure it out, and we made an Instagram page. We started promoting different, you know, our style, our brand a lot. And
be in the lab.
Yeah.
Started developing like our exercising programs. So Coach T, I'll be like, lab subject number one.
Yeah,
I think I consider myself, I was lab subject number one.
And so then for about a year, we really had no direction, if we're being honest. And then Jaime really kept it alive with the branding of the page, marketing. He kept it going, like he told you about his journey earlier, about his MMA journey. He met with White Mike. Shout out White Mike. One of the best browers in South Florida. I would say the best, old school style. He will get you guaranteed results, no bullshit approach. And they kept it going. Jaime kept it going. And then we kind of picked it back up. He was like, Coach, like, let's get it going. He really motivated me. You know, he really motivated me. He's like, bro, you love working out, make it a passion, let's do it.
Once it's a passion, that's the thing. Like he was telling me just now, that's everybody. You know, once it's a passion, it's not work. It's just you're doing what you love, and
that's it.
I mean, thankfully for you, you know, fitness is that, and that's your calling.
I mean, it played into every subject of my life. You know, going through my whole entire life, I was overweight.
Right.
So I never had like the appropriate nutritional guidance at home. You know, I learned how to cook rice and make eggs by 9 years old. So I would stay home alone, and all I would eat is a pot of rice and 4 or 5 eggs. So, you know, I never had that nutritional guidance until I started like, feeling mad uncomfortable, going through things in life, like going to the beach and I'd be the only friend with a shirt on. You know what I mean? Like it was just confidence issues played into my relationship and played into you know, friendships, my family, depression, things like that. And just being unhealthy as far as like health issues, like my neck, for example, turned a different color. It turned really, really dark. And that was a self-confidence issue that I didn't want to like show my neck, but it wasn't a hygiene issue. It was my liver telling me that I was eating too much sugar. So the folds in my body would turn dark, and it's a disease, or, you know, to share awareness, called acanthosis nigricans. And it's like a pre-diabetic syndrome where even kids as early as like 7, 8, 9 years old are getting it. So to share awareness on that, on like the different health benefits of finding somebody to guide you or hold you accountable. So this whole thing, for example, like one of my reasons was to selfishly hold myself accountable. So if I knew that people were going to count on me to stay healthy, then I was going to wake up every morning and try to be a little better than I was the day before.
100%.
So what was like basically as y'all like proceeded to do it together? Like what was like basically the first like when did y'all know that y'all were going in like the right direction basically?
When I felt like we were going in the right direction when we started these boot camps, right?
Yeah.
And that was about 2 years ago. We started with the boot camps, and we started having them. More and more people started to show up. At first, it was like 3-4 people. It was like our girls and like two,
couple friends,
2 regulars, 2
shout out to Chris,
2 supporters. Yeah. Shout out like a bunch of these boys.
Played ball with Chris.
You know Chris Emden?
Yeah.
Shout out Chris Emden. Yeah. Chris has always been a shout out major supporter.
Before we met,
100%.
We was always at LA Fitness.
Yeah, bro. I'm pretty sure you like bothered me, and I was like,
probably, but we wasn't upstairs. We was in. You feel me? We was there in the basketball, not the weight room. So you would have got me in the weight room.
No, but so bro, pretty much I felt like we really succeeded when we were going in the right direction when we were having these boot camps, and a few of like the local sports teams, the youth leagues, reached out to us, and they were like, "Listen, we see what you guys are doing. We want you to train a few of our our youth teams. We want to get them just going some bodyweight stuff, So we were like, wow, people are really seeing what we're doing.
Some of these kids played for like the U.S. teams, the U.S.
Just the recognition,
the
recognition. So I was like, wow, so this isn't for nothing, because at this time we're like collecting like $5 a class, bro, like. Really saying nothing. To be honest with you, it was paying for the water that we handed out and like the yoga mats and like we were doing it for the passion, and I didn't care. I 100% did not care because I saw that people were coming and that they were making it part of their day. Like they could not wait to get off work to come to my garage or come to the park or et cetera, et cetera.
Yeah, that must be a really satisfying feeling.
So then that for me, it was very fulfilling. That's when I was like, this is going in the right direction. Like no matter how long it takes, like this is like I'm slowly picking up pace. And like he would motivate me and I would motivate him. And so we would feed off each other's fire and we kept it going.
You got to the point where I was tired of corporate America, bro. So I'm going to quit my job and do this shit full time. So I ended up leaving American Express, which is a great job. I just wasn't satisfied walking in there knowing that like my dream was out there. And all I needed to do was put the same work in that I'm putting in for somebody else, 9 to 5, 9 to 10, 9, whatever time it took. Exactly. You know what I mean? So little by little, I started like, because of learning how to sell for other people, I started putting together, like along with his programming, putting together the sales portion and like the follow up and like how to treat.
Job at that.
You know what I mean?
I recognize that from afar.
Bro, I was able to go and be at Holiday Park and train NFL athletes using the program that he shared. You know what I mean? And
he put it all together.
And
And then he hit me up and so that was another progression. That was like another stepping stone. That during the quarantine, when the quarantine really hit, he was doing this. He left American Express. It was like you left American Express. And then you started working at Investacard as well.
Right.
So you were doing both.
He was doing finance and stuff like
part time, part time.
Yeah.
And then the quarantine hit, and like everything went to hell. And he made this his full time. And then that's when he put it all together. And then I feel like he single handedly brought a lot of attention, to what it is we're doing here, which is that's what I want Broward to know is that this isn't about the money. We care more about spreading the idea of that.
Absolutely.
I love healthy lifestyle.
Holistic wellness.
Growing every day, mentally, spiritually, physically.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
It starts, you guys kind of alluded to two things that I wanted to touch on, where with the young athletes, I wanted to get into Nyquil Nichols. I see him all over your page.
Yes, sir.
To be honest, this might be the highlight of your page.
Shout out to Gio, man. Listen, that kid is such
one
of
the hardest workers I've seen.
Oh, yes.
You have and his dad too. Shout out to Nick,
bro.
Whoever's in his corner, shout out to them,
bro.
Because he's working.
Man,
tell us about him.
Passionate, bro. The kid wakes up on the treadmill, like the kid
2 miles, bro.
2 miles.
His dad said he ran 2 miles today before he got here. It's like 10 a.m. It's like 10 a.m. You're like, damn,
bro. He's got different trainers. You know what I mean? Like, it takes a village, to mold somebody, an athlete like that.
To build discipline.
The Teofimo Lopez's of the world, the Lomachenkos, the Mike Tysons. they didn't have just one person. You know what I mean? Yeah, of course they had the dad or their one figure. You know what I mean?
Where's
like the one
kid's
manager.
family from?
But I think his papa's from New Jersey, but they moved down here. They're locals from the Sawgrass area, Davie area.
Oh yeah. Just where it comes from, you know.
Yeah, the beauty of that is that his dad carries him like a manager. You know what I mean? Like he makes his film. He's out there putting up the YouTube videos. You know what I mean? Like he's making it happen for his kid at an early age.
Bro,
and we're blessed to be part of that.
One thing that I really see about Gio, is like when you talk to him, you can like see the level of like maturity.
He's receptive.
He's very receptive. He's very like he comprehends what's going on. He knows in the position that he's in. He like understands it. Like he doesn't have to be running. Like he sees other kids that aren't doing what he's doing, but he likes it.
He's 7 years old,
and his dad does a really good job of like giving him options. You know what I mean? Which is like
strat season.
Which is what everybody needs in life. You know what I mean? Like you don't have to be forced to do one sport. Like he also plays other sports. He does stuff on the weekend. He focuses on school. It's like the perfect development for
it's a credit to him. You know him himself that. He has that discipline already, and he's developed that. So, but shout out to his family as well. The other thing I wanted to get into, or just bring up, really was a quote you guys had. You know what's funny? I have it here because you touched on it, right? When we were just talking, you mentioned how the most important thing is that you want Broward to know, in a sense of, instead of you're doing it for the money and stuff like that, you care about people, and this comes from a different place. You guys posted something one time. And you said GOEFIT is changing the field of South Florida training community and helping our athletes transform one session at a time. Gains over everything. And I took that, and I was going to bring it up, but look how naturally it did, because that's the genuine thing about GOEFIT. It's, you're going to come here and get your workout. You're going to come here and, spend your, I don't know, you guys might do hour sessions, maybe 2 hours. Whatever you can in your day, you're coming here and you're feeling that. You're feeling that family vibe. You're feeling the care.
It's the culture, bro.
Technique.
What I really focus on here is, and Jaime as well, we focus on more the culture. I want, when people show up in the morning and they're here, I treat them obviously like when the first person is the first client of the day, I treat him the same as the last client of the day. You know what I mean? And they all see the discipline. They come, they feel it. They know that they're gonna get their warm up. They know they're gonna get the cash in, the strength lift, the accessory work, and a finisher. And that it's a structure. They're building discipline. They're building a system. It's a system that they can implement in their daily life. They're building good habits. They're building sustainable habits.
Movement.
They're gaining knowledge about their body.
You guys need to come on down to GOEFIT.
You know what I mean?
It's right here on the corner of 44th and University. You guys come to Poppy's Pizza.
Yes, sir.
But y'all don't come to GOEFIT.
Come on.
Pull
right
up.
There. Bro. Come on.
All you have to do is pull up.
Pull up, bro. We'll get you right.
And it's so welcoming. It's so welcoming. I must say, I'm here for, an interview session, we're chopping it up, doing this, and I felt like welcomed at the door. You know what I'm saying? And that alone, if you're doing that when you're getting to workout, you don't go to LA Fitness, you don't go to 24-hour fitness. The lady might be texting real quick. She might be chopping it up with old dude that comes to the gym every Thursday. Like, y'all gonna literally, look in somebody's eyes and acknowledge them. You know what I mean? And that has to build a confidence in somebody, I imagine, coming into the gym every day.
It's a personal experience. You know what I mean? Like that's a product you can't buy, a service you can't really, you know what I mean? That personal experience, that building that relationship with people, no matter what age, from 7 to 40 to 55, like there are people who need what we offer. And man, I think that through trial and error, we've built the foundation to be able to offer it here,
Talk to me about SoFlo Fight Spirit.
Yes, sir.
That's right.
Yes, sir.
Talk to me about that. What's that?
Well, I mean, okay, so Jaime's the world-renowned BJJ Messiah, man. Jaime actually brought me on to jiu-jitsu.
World-renowned, I like it.
About 2 years ago. I started in December 4th, I'm pretty sure. Man, he'd been telling me for about a year, bro, come on, you gotta join, you gotta join. And I was like, nah, bro, I don't like when people grab my neck. I don't really mess with that, bro. I don't want that. And he's like, bro, come on, like exactly, like you're gonna get even better, like it's like you need to do it, hand-to-hand combat, like it's a must, like you got to do it. And I was like, all right, fine, bro. I pulled up the next day, 8:00, and I see this man. It's like it's like a 40-year-old dude, like salt and pepper hair, you know what I mean, like not too old, not too young, like it's like right there. And he's like about 5'8". Doesn't look swole at all, and I was like, and they're like, this is the professor, and I was like, in my head, I was like, it's the professor. Like, all right, like saying hi to him, dap him up, bow, take off my shoes, and I get on, and it's just like it was like a mystical experience, bro. Like I instantly felt like I don't know, man. Like Jaime guided me through the entire thing, bro.
Wow.
He was like a shaman taking me through this like journey. I swear to you, bro. I felt like I stepped on the mat and it was like sacred ground, and it still does to the day. Every time I step on it,
like we laugh, but
it's like as soon as I step on, I feel
it.
like it's like I suit up almost. It's like I'm like invincible, really. Like I feel it. Like I have to have that mentality, and I feel it. It feels amazing. It's like like
they said that Dustin Poirier was talking about that. Well, shout out to Dustin Poirier out of Broward getting that win.
I called it, by the way. I called it, by the way. Listen, right before the fight started, I said, listen, I took a nap that day. I said I had a dream. I had a dream Conor was getting knocked out.
Yeah, he said that.
Listen,
but listen,
the Messiah said so.
Getting back to the fight spirit. Yeah. So that whatever. I had the first day, and man, when I tell you this man whooped my ass up and down the mat, this 40-year-old man, you know, but you know what I'm saying? This man whooped my ass, bro. Yeah. Like he whooped my ass, bro. Like,
you feel like, bro, how am I this much weight and he's throwing me around ever so soft?
I was weighing like 190 pounds. I thought I was super conditioned. Like I've been in the gym every single day, 5-6 days a week. I'm about to get on here and whoop these boys. Like, no problem.
He thought so.
I thought so, bro. Got whooped up and down. And I was like, nah. Well, next day I was like, I got to come back. I got to do this again. Like, I got to start learning. I got to see what this is about. And so, man, that one thing progressed to another. And this professor, he's like a hidden gem, man. He's like one of the best humans, apart from one of the best instructors and professors that I've ever seen online, in person. You know, he has so much wisdom. He's very intimate with his like teaching. He knows what your flaws are. He knows what you need to progress on. You know, he's not just so it intertwined perfectly with our idea, our philosophy of
sort of like y'all,
our passion.
Yeah.
Exactly.
If we were gonna launch into this, like this would have been the perfect partnership because we were already part of that life. Like we invested so much time into those mats, and with him, like no matter what we went through, bro, you can call it a therapy. Like he was there for us. You know what I mean? Like it was an amazing experience.
And so that's
and what's his name?
No, his name is Professor Ricardo Bento. Yeah, he's the man, bro. He's legendary, dog. So shout out Self Love Fight Spirit. That's the branding.
Shout out to Tiki
and shout out to Carlos, man. That Carlos is also another one of our. He started with us. He's a white belt. Man, he's one of the kindest people you'll ever meet. Hard worker, and him and Professor pretty much, run the whole thing. Carlos helps out with the maintenance of it. I mean, pretty much making sure all the students are showing up, holding them accountable. And man, it's a real good thing we got going on here. It's a lot of learning self-defense, learning self-discipline.
Yeah.
So check it out, man. If you guys are trying to learn some hand-to-hand combat, some self-defense, learn how to defend yourself, it's a lifestyle. It really is, bro. Even you guys should try it, bro. You guys should try this.
But he was mentioning to us that, just in the sense of self-defense or just being able to control a situation. You don't always have to take things to the next level. Maybe some people do, but if you have the opportunity to understand and know what you're doing, it's a whole different
temperament.
Outlook and perspective on how you're gonna assess the situation.
Exactly.
So that's true. I can't knock it. I would never knock it. It's got to be the timing.
It builds a different, it adds like a balance to your life almost.
Yeah.
In a weird way. And that was what Jaime preached the whole
time.
Do I have
to have bloody knees though?
No, it was the one thing that was me. My knees were weak, dog.
It was my knees, man. That part kind of got me.
It was the one thing that
was always throwing me under the bus.
I'm in the shower.
I was kind of scared. I'm like,
yo, he's wrong.
Part of that goes to it's the one thing that puts you in the most uncomfortable positions you can think of, from pain to pressure. Yeah. So you have to take a second and learn how to breathe and analyze the situation and make a move. You know what I mean? You always have to pivot. You gotta keep moving, and it teaches you to keep moving because the moment you stay stagnant is the moment the pressure increases. You know what I mean? Yeah. So you take that concept into the real world, and every decision, every loophole, everything that you have to jump through, everything that you're going through, you're thinking you know what? Let me take a step back. Let me take a deep breath, analyze it, and pivot. You have to keep moving. So I mean that
is top precise.
And but last thing about the Self-Love Fight Spirit is, man, I think it's a great group of the two guys, Ricardo and Carlos. Yep, they really got a good one yin and yang 1-2 punch going, because they both, Professor really focuses on the teaching, and Carlos really holds everybody accountable, making sure you come to class, making sure you're holding yourself, you're the discipline, you know what I mean? And building that.
Which
that
one of you
coaching.
guys would be that guy? Holding accountable.
No, both of us really, but
Both.
I check Jaime all the time.
Listen, when it comes to it, to the work, the grind, the development, the program designing, the like form,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? The queuing holds me accountable. When it comes to like the other side of the story, like, listen, we have to be on time with the payments. We have to be on time with the, the marketing stuff. Like, so we're holding each other accountable on both sides. On the admin,
it works perfectly.
Yeah,
it works
perfectly.
So
Thankfully, we got a nice little setup with our, you know what I'm saying? Everybody holds each other accountable. Accountability is really what keeps things.
It's mad important because everything isn't always going to be
you
right.
yourself and you and your business,
yes.
and you and your friendships, you and your relationship with your girl, parents, anything. Like, if there's no accountability, anything goes. So it's a shout out to y'all for having such strong mind, disciplined minds, and being able to. This isn't like y'all was born with this, and it's not like y'all had this forever. This is something y'all built, because it was something you wanted. So I man, anybody that gets what they want, doing it the right way.
I appreciate that, dog. Yes,
and that's sweat from the brow.
Rectitude.
Yes, sir.
Do the right things.
Do the right thing.
You said it's on the hat?
It's on the hat.
It's on the hat. What's gonna get the hat? Huh?
On the GOEFIT hat.
Where's the hat?
It's coming.
It's coming, dog.
We got the prototypes.
Y'all got shirts yet?
It's coming.
It's coming?
Yes, sir. It's coming.
What about a fitness
Stay
line?
tuned.
Y'all think of doing that maybe in the future? Like literally leggings?
Jaime's been like nonstop pushing the idea.
Sebastian always got the nice little
cut off,
under.
Yeah,
tights.
sliders.
Yeah.
Those are fire.
You got to get him some of those.
I definitely need a GoFit shirt for real.
Something for the basketball court,
We do,
shorts, maybe. I need
some basketball shorts, long
but
sleeves.
Nutritional bars. What you think about that?
Listen, all these ideas, bro, are on a composition. Every single thing you can mention, bro, they are literally on a composition book. Recipes.
Iron bars.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
ooh, yo, you already cooking, yo.
Hey, the soon to be published work. The work
working
is
on like a Amazon, like a Kindle book, like a
Hey.
that. I'll go ahead and shout it out just so the public like knows. Like I'm trying to work on. Well, I am working on a GoFit manual, taking you through pretty much the method, the system, and like a template though of ways you can structure your workout program for the beginning athlete or a personal trainer to use with their clients or anywhere in between.
How to.
So yes, just how to, the way you should structure and the GoFit system, how it's applicable to your daily life and building healthy, sustainable habits.
When they read this book, what do you want them to? Not obviously everybody's going to have different emotions, different feelings for it, and that's life. But what is your, like if you leave this, you leave reading this, I hope it left you with at least
structure. Like they have structure because the number one problem. That's the idea behind the book is like, what is the problem with that in like the fitness industry right now, like, or at least what is like something that people are misguided about,
right.
And that's the number one thing. The majority, 90% of people who walk into a gym are going there and bouncing from machine to machine or exercise to exercise with no idea or proper sequence behind their exercise and no progression. They're going to be doing the same amount of weight today and the same amount of reps today. They're going to be doing in 8 months with no progression. And of course, they're not going to get bigger. There's no progressive overload. There's no structure. There's no structure. So you know what I mean? But you know what I mean? Because you don't have anything to look forward to. If you had a structure, same way you have you set up a routine with your daily life. Yeah. And
then people expect to get results and then no confidence comes from that.
So what I want people to leave when they read this book is the idea of structure if you're trying to work out. If you're already going to work out, it makes no sense to waste your time doing something improperly. You know what I mean? So how to properly warm up, how to movement prep before your main strength lift. So your movement prep should look ideally like, what you're going to do and then take it on from there.
What did you say it was called?
It's going to be the GoFit manual. We're going to work, I'm working on a name, but that's more or less what it's going to feel like, the idea behind it. So
it's got something else in the works. What's that? We have Coach Chris Emden with a vegan cookbook, plant-based, but that's coming along as well. Yes, sir. Yeah, so shout out to Coach Chris Emden. That's going to be coming
real
soon.
big on that, bro. That's one of the biggest things that we really like to focus on over here is the nutrition, because nutrition is 80%.
Yes, sir.
80%.
Some
people said 50.
I say it's 80%. I say it's 80. I say it's 80 because
I'm not saying I'm not.
I say it's 80 because sleep it has a lot to do with your sleep, your mood, your energy, your performance. Hormones, your sharpness, your hormone balance, you know what I mean? Yeah. All that.
Once people learn how to understand their insulin levels through what they eat, then they'll understand how to gain or lose weight accordingly in a healthy way. Because there's a lot of diets out there that promote like lack of carbohydrates or lack of actual nutrient value food.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So you know, and the end of the day, it's gonna, when it comes to weight loss, it's gonna come to calories in versus calories out. But the purpose of Chris's book is to show how to be able to reach your bodies to a pH balance where your body's going to heal itself. I don't want to give too much away.
You guys are killing this,
but you know, it talks about alkalinity and a lot of modern day things that, you know, many people who are going into veganism.
That book.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Y'all go shout out Chris Emden.
Shout out to Chris Emden.
It's Ask Chris Emden 14 on Instagram. Shout out Pure Keiko.
Pure Keiko.
That's his girl as well.
Yes, sir. They're working together on
that book. We got a few things in the work, and like I said, it's all just to pour content out to the public and just let radiate. Want to radiate, you know what I mean?
That's the goal, man. Radiate. I'm glad y'all was talking a couple more things. It's like getting into the body where nutrition becomes a big factor in all of this, because if you're going home and you're not doing it right, again, it goes back to wasting time, right? Yeah. You could be doing it right in the gym, but you're doing it wrong in the kitchen or wherever you're getting your food. Exactly. And that's where the waste of time comes. So you guys are good on recovery as well. You guys believe that recovery, which you should, is a big part of training. What would you say percentage-wise recovery would be?
I would say if we had to really put a number on
it. Like, obviously, you know, the 80% of it.
Yeah.
But that's not the workout. So, like, the workout part of the workout.
Bro, I would say it's just as important. I would say sleep, eat, and train those are the pillars. You know what I mean? Like the sleep, if sleep was to be sold as like a pill on the market, it would be illegal. It would be illegal. I swear, bro, because it's like,
yeah, that's a great way.
Sleep is part of recovery.
People have said that before, but like that's the truth about it.
I mean,
nutrition is part of recovery because foods play a lot into inflammation. Right. So, you know what I mean? A high impact athlete, jiu-jitsu, basketball, people who suffer from tendonitis, you know what I'm saying? Like jumper's knee. People they can control that inflammation and at least alleviate some of the symptoms through nutrition. So it's part of the recovery. I think that, you know,
nutrition is part of the recovery. I think, like I said, the sleep, the rest element that's the biggest part of recovery.
The cupping.
That's a modality. So that's
you like that?
Yeah, because
listen, do you need to get your guy?
Nah, I'm gonna hit you.
Gotta get you in here.
So you don't like that. I need to have something to recover from.
You gotta like that. Yeah. Well, come get a workout.
I mean, so cupping is an art. You know what I mean? Shout out to FMT Plus. They offer certifications for that. Just so everyone knows that whoever comes through here, we apply the knowledge that we invest into and we're certified for. So the first things first is principle. You know what I mean? You have to learn the human body. You have to learn how the blood flow works, how the lymphatic system works, how the nervous system works, the origins of the muscles, the insertions, and you know, learn how to literally find these muscles, and also learn a little bit more about how to ask the right questions so that you don't use these and injure a client. So that it's just a modality, like an additional step to help with either, you know, inflammation or mobilization of the tissue to aid that pain and different things like that.
It's good muscle relief, improves blood flow, adds a little like proprioception, you know, like lets you know where the muscles are at.
Awakens nerves.
Yeah, lets you, like if you have stiff muscles, usually stiff muscles come from underactive muscles or overactive muscles. You know what I mean? So it really lets you, one, release adhesions, or two, improve that blood flow to areas that you're not really too conscious of or know how to move.
So,
you know what I mean?
Yeah, I know. So say you're doing it on your back, right? It's like, what are you looking for? Like, just in the layman's terms.
Keep it simple, in layman's terms, is basically you're looking for specific muscles that you palpate first and make sure, you know, you find like the tone of it. Basically, is it tight? Every athlete, you have to, obviously before you perform this, go through ranges of motion and different muscle testing to see like what is tight, what is loose, just to keep it in simple terms. What is tight, what needs strengthening, what needs stretching or massage. And then the cupping is one of the things that you do throughout the session with the client. You're putting together a few things to help alleviate whatever they came in with, whether it's, hey man, I have knee pain, I have lower back pain. So when you look at somebody's back, you know that usually a lot of people have that text-neck syndrome. They have that upper trap tightness from whether throwing too many punches or working their anterior chain too much, pushing. Yeah. So just to keep it simple, you find those muscles that need to be released. And with the cupping, there are certain techniques that you use, mobilizing the cup or placing the cups in certain muscles that need to release some of that tissue that's built up after exercising for so long without stretching accordingly or getting massages accordingly. So the cupping is what's called, quote unquote, negative pressure, suction. So you're pulling blood flow into this cup, releasing toxins, getting that blood that was stuck there in that muscle and that trapped up tissue, and letting it go back into the body. So that hickey, as it clears up, it's the blood flow taking away that bad blood back into the system, increasing that movement of the tissue on top of the muscle.
And be able to perform it successfully.
Y'all would like it, bro.
Listen, shout out to Kevin Fix Me. Shout out to Kevin Fix Me. The therapy and the healing part of my development of the tool bag is what I say. It was inspired by this dude, man. Kevin Fix Me. He became a licensed massage therapist, and now he's in chiropractor school. And I learned a lot from him. You know, I've had the pleasure of getting a few. Listen. Before I started school, he put me on to you know some really good game when it came to like attacking school. You know what I mean, and living it. So,
I mean, y'all mentioned. I wanted to mention the Super Bowl real quick because if we could shine light, we got Tampa Bay, a Florida team, right? We're talking local. It's a Florida team. It's not the Dolphins. Sorry,
we'll
Dolphins fans, but it's a Florida team. It's Tampa Brady. It's Tampa Brady. Tampa Brady. Tom Bay, whatever you want to call it.
Oh boy, you can't spell Tampa Bay without AB.
Oh.
And I wanted to get into that.
I like that.
I mean,
you see me?
You guys got
AB.
Antonio Brown has been counted out. You know.
Wait, hold on. And add that they have home field advantage as well.
At their home, yeah.
Yes, sir. Listen,
I mean, he's been counted out, laughed at, called a clown, done some clown stuff. He's acted a certain way, but listen, when you're that big, you're gonna get a perception, and you make your decisions accordingly. But at the end of the day, my thing is like, if we're keeping it a buck, Antonio Brown was my favorite player in the NFL at his prime, like at his time. And then so to see it,
4 or 5 time Pro Bowl.
Come on, to see it, it bothered me, But it's like he's going through something. You know what I'm saying? Like it is what it is. I mean, hey,
everybody has outside of work. Everybody has demons.
You feel
right?
me?
Sometimes they're a little bit too big for us, and we kind of bring them in. But time happens, and look at him. The man, listen, I
full circle.
And
it's so good to see. It's so good to see. I saw him at. I was able to meet him at a Sunrise Hurricanes game, like the Little League in Sunrise. He came out because I think it was PPO. They was playing PPO, and Iceberg was out there. But he was out there, and he's supporting the kids, So it's like the man's a good guy, Whatever he went through, that's his personal business, whatever. But to see him train, stay with it, be able to find it mentally, be able to still want it, be able to, thankfully have the connections like to a Tom Brady. It all just works out in that way for people who want to, get there. And he's playing in the Super Bowl. Y'all was training with him in the summer. What was it? August?
Yeah, man. It was all thanks to our boy, man, Connor Miller. It's always Miller time.
Shout out Connor
Miller, man.
How was that though?
So Connor Miller's he played for FAU. He also played overseas in the German football league. I met him at work. And
we got to talk to him about
right when I met him, I was going through that phase of learning how to train and getting into it. So I told him that he told me about a few of his injuries. I told him about GOEFIT, and from then on, it was like meeting at the park every single 4 or 5 times a week, getting data, like getting actual calories that he would burn. Things that he felt comfortable with, like training. It was just hours after hours after hours. So it came down to him and his wonderful talent, bro. Of throwing, he was throwing to the best hands in the NFL all summer long. So I would be out at the park. He would tell me, when he would throw. We would go out behind Nova. We would go to Carter Park in Pompano, and just like the best college hands. We have from Stephon Diggs, AB. Man, the experience with AB, he was just such a welcoming person. Like he would start a conversation with you. You know what I'm saying? Like he never. A lot of people depict him like like the bad guy, but he never came off as a.
A lot of people had an opinion on AB when he started with the Raiders. Like there's people that have their opinion from the Pittsburgh Steelers AB, but after they have a lot of people's opinions really formulated with that, and it's just how life goes, But
it happens.
To know, bro, a Miami guy who's loves to be home, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Exactly. So
I've seen him interact, so I see what you're saying.
And we had the pleasure of every single time that we'd be out there, he'd be out there. So he would join. We would watch Connor throw, get mad film. Even I talk about beats and stuff like that because he's music connoisseur as well. So man, AB was definitely not the figure that we thought he would be. He was very welcoming, very awesome person to work around. And yeah, man, that's it all came down from Connor Miller inviting me over to all the throwing sessions and meeting all these elite NFL players.
I know you said like you're basically throwing to like the best hands. Basically, was there like a particular moment where you realized like, yo, this guy's like really like to see that type of talent up close?
Shit, bro.
Like,
he's
like
NFL quality.
He's a
kind of
sure.
like blew you away. Like,
there'd be times where it'd be him, Dwayne Haskins, you know, people out here, you know, who else was out? I forgot who else was out here.
There's Travis Fulgham.
You know, Travis Fulgham. It would, but other quarterbacks as well.
Shout out to him, Travis Fulgham.
Yeah, so you know what I mean, like
that's your guy.
And it would be like the just watching Jojo Natson, just watching him throw through to so many different NFL players and college players. I'm like, wow.
Jojo Natson went to the
They're
Super Bowl.
looking for him. Exactly. To where? He went where?
He went to the Super Bowl versus the Patriots.
You see what I mean?
But he's Kyler Murray's like a perfect example of what GOEFIT stands for. Discipline, commitment,
working every day.
Commitment, exactly, just that. And like we instill a culture in him. You know what I mean? Like we instill the idea behind what GOEFIT is into everybody who steps into this door. Man. That's what we want, for them to leave and be like, I gotta beat the inner bitch. I gotta like everything. Why leave? Why can't I do this now? Why not? Like can't I not work out right now?
He loves the idea.
Why why do I have to go to work and just not be productive? Like why? No, like I gotta do my shit. I gotta handle my shit. I got so much time. I can do whatever I want to do. I can literally do whatever I want. You know what I mean? Like I'm literally like a flesh with a soul that can do whatever I want, and I'm strong. I can do infinite things.
And it's 24 hours every day.
24 hours every day, dog.
Yes, sir.
So what would be the best advice you could share for our listeners, your followers, that want to step into the fitness world and they might not have the proper mindset or physicality? What would be your best advice for them?
I would say is to start small, you know what I mean, and be realistic. You can't say, oh, all right, I'm going to start Monday and I'm going to go 5 days a week. I'm going to go 6 days a week. You know what I mean? I'm going to go as hard and as heavy as I can. I'm going to see a difference in 2 weeks and a week. No, It doesn't work like that. You got to be realistic. You got to start off small. Set yourself 3 days a week. Okay. Push, pull legs, anything that fills that. Smart template. You know what I mean? Eat holistic, whole foods.
Free game.
Be, as organic as you can possibly be.
Stay with me.
Don't overdo it. Stretch, hydrate, rest.
Stretch.
Right? 3 days a week, and every single day hold that discipline of yourself of being accountable with what you're putting in your body, what you're putting in your mind, what you're reading, what you're seeing. That's the best thing I could give you. Don't overdo it. Be realistic and start small.
I've seen your training in person other places. I was playing ball. I told you I was playing ball with Casso. And shout out to Casso, by the way.
Shout out Casso. That's my boy, bro.
Before we play ball, he steps on the court.
You ever seen a 260-pound gazelle?
For real, bro.
That boy, that light feet.
He moves. I saw him on the basketball court. He moves. Before we started, what he did, he said, hold on, I got to get my stretch in.
That's what I'm saying.
I swear to you.
Culture.
I swear to you. So that's me seeing what y'all doing here through him. You know what I mean? And I ain't gonna lie about that for no reason.
That's right.
It was dope, man. It was dope.
He told me, like, without the other day, we asked him. I was like, yo, do you stretch when you go play ball? Because we were working on him in the back. And he was like, yeah. Because, bro, his movement has gotten so much better. His mobility. Bro, he got in here stiff.
It's motivated.
He got in here stiff as a board, like, super stiff. His back was like 1 block. It's supposed to be 3.
And he's vocal, too.
He'll tell you right away, my lower back hurts. Yeah. He'll tell you my wrist hurt. And, bro, like, it's gotten worlds better. His hinge, because, like I said, we focus on movement here more than exercises. And so I train the movements. We have the days.
It's just interesting to see where your body can go.
It really is, man.
That's the part.
It's a machine. If you treat it right, and you get it running like a well-oiled machine, bro.
Things could be so much more different.
Yeah, it's scary, bro.
So, and just to piggyback off what he said, don't just keep your why in front of you. You know what I mean? If it takes you writing it down, if it takes you telling the people about it takes you annoying your family, your friends, doesn't matter what they feel about it. Right. It's that fuel of keeping your why in front of you. You know what I mean? To us, it's our family members. You know, it's our mom, it's our dad. It's many whys. It can't just be one. Right. You know what I mean? So at different points in time, you got to rely on that because you're not tired. You're just getting a little blurred out of what the why is. You know what I mean? Like, just keep it going.
You got to know and be satisfied with the idea of you're doing it because you want to. How happy are you going to be that your body's full of water, you're eating organic whole greens and fruits and nice proteins, you know what I mean? that like you're living as holy as you can. You know what I mean? As like holistic as you can.
I was gonna ask you about it. Like, could you give some advice on like diet?
A simple diet. Jaime can touch up as well. There's like a bunch of diets out there, bro.
Because I feel like just starting a diet.
So
really
a basic concept of what you should get through your nutrition is, imagine people say take your vitamins, right?
Okay.
Instead of taking vitamins, try to eat your what your body needs to survive, and proteins, carbohydrates, fats, your nutrient, like your not just some macronutrients, but your micronutrients like vitamin A.
What's your Instagram?
At prof_gains.
That's PROF_gains.
Yes, sir.
There's a week schedule.
Yes, that's a simple one. That's a simple one. You know,
go check it out.
Simplicity works. You know what I mean? Simplicity. Some people just need a little bit of guidance, and then they'll bounce off of that. You know,
a week of that, I'm sure you have an understanding now. What you can do.
What you just said that week, consistency is really all.
I think with the eating, you have to know what your goal is. So if your goal is to gain muscle, to build muscle, then your diet is different from somebody who's trying to lose fat or maintain. So one, set your goal. That's first tip number one. Set your goal. What is it that I'm trying to achieve with my nutrition program? Two is know exactly where you stand. Where do you break even? How many calories do you need for your body to operate at an optimal level, to go to work, to sleep and perform my natural body functions, and to work out, right? See where you're at. And then you either, to build muscle, you eat a little bit more than what you burn, or to lose fat, you eat less than what you burn, right? So it's all calories in, calories out.
Stay with me.
So either one, if you're trying to lose weight, you want to up your protein consumption. That's the best tip I could give you. Do not lower your protein consumption. That's what's going to help with your fat loss. Increase your protein consumption. And if you're trying to build muscle, increase your protein consumption. The only difference in there, the only difference in there lies is in your carbohydrate consumption, the type of carbohydrate that you eat, right? The amount, obviously, and the amount of fat that you would eat, right? So that's as simple as you could keep it. If you're trying to build muscle, you would get away with eating a lot more carbohydrate than with somebody who's trying to lose fat, right? You want to not limit, but you want to reduce the amount of carbohydrates that the person would need around specific times. Right. And then the last one, tip number 3 that I would give, Jaime has more, would be to schedule if you're going to eat your carbohydrates or your foods, is to be around the time of highest activity throughout the day. So if I know that I'm going to work out, or if I'm going to work,
this man? Hey, you tell him again.
If I know that I'm going to work or work out and I'm going to be the most hungry around 12 p.m., that's when I'll have my best meal, right? And then as my activity level goes down and I start to dwindle down, I'll eat a smaller meal towards the end of the night, but still feeling and satiating and satisfying. Right. That includes my protein, some whole greens, some nice peppers, some spinach, something colorful. You know what I mean? Get some color on a plate. Some beets, like you got to be as natural as you can. All that. So
put your greens and your reds.
Think about how good you're gonna feel, though, bro. Think about how what you're eating. Like Jaime knows, I send him a picture every day.
Bro, energy is everything. I send people. You feel it when you wake up in the morning, man. You feel like electrified. Like
that's what I'm saying. It's the energy, and that's shout out Chris Emden, bro. He really he went vegan, I think, like 6 years ago at this point, and I try and go as I tell Jaime all the time, I go as plant-based as possible. Like I go plant-based for the most part, and then I have my other meat-based proteins that I eat. Because it's tough, man. I mean, it's like I come from a Colombian household, and they eat a lot of chicken, chicharron. We don't eat too much red meat all the time. We don't eat red meat all the time, but it happens, But that's the best tips that I could give. You know what I mean? It's those 3 things.
Yeah, that's a lot right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, that and also something that you can stick to. You know what I mean? Like I try to encourage people to find the balance. And find something that they can consistently do. Like, for example, if it's a weight loss, they don't have to aim to lose 30 pounds in 30 days. That can't be sustainable. You're going to bounce back. I've experienced it myself. Like I've tried every diet you can think of. And it always came down to balance. You know what I mean? Everything. Pescatarian, vegetarian, plant-based, keto, you name it. I've gone from every extreme you can think of to test my body and see how I feel with everything so that I can at least give my opinion.
Right. What's the best diet?
Yeah, right. So we don't have
it depends on the results. I mean, look, with my personal experience, every diet has had a side effect and the pros and cons. When it came down to hacking my biology, hacking my anatomy, the way I looked, keto was the best result for me, but there were side effects.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? There were things that I was lacking, like folic acid and biotin, that I learned later on to take supplements or to add certain foods in my diet to make it clean, to clean it up. So when it came down to me setting my personal goal of fat burn and fat loss, going into ketosis allowed me to, not just physically burn the fat that was outside, the superficial fat, but also the plaque in my brain. So I was much clearer. I didn't get sick whatsoever. Like there was no flu, no nothing. There was no. I didn't. The only thing that I felt was some digestive issues that come along with ketosis because you decrease fibers. Fibers are very important, by the way, in your diet.
Get that fiber one cereal.
Yes, sir.
That tricks.
That tricks.
Hey, don't fall into cereal. Cereal's a scam.
So
yeah,
but anyways,
some cereal killers.
For real, yes. Everybody grows up. Yeah, exactly. Everybody grows up with cereal in the house. But man, if you talk about like one thing,
not like the Night Stalker. Oh my!
One thing I had to give up was cereals, bro. I would pound Captain Crunch, bro.
So that means I have to give up cereals.
Yo, cereal is incredible. Man.
Listen, so look,
I ain't gonna lie to you, bro.
You can't preach perfection. You know what I mean? Like I'll never tell you give up cereal, but in moderation, or if you know that's something that's affecting you, then yes, cut it off.
Yeah.
But I feel like a lot of people have to learn how to make their own decisions and see what works for them for consistency, sustainability, like long term.
I imagine you're gonna have to be able to do it. I'm not good with waking up and eating oatmeal. I maybe don't know how to make it as good, but
I whip some oatmeal. I love that shit.
I'm not really an oatmeal guy, and I know it's so good for you.
Talk to me, dog. I feel light.
Fire.
I feel light throughout the day.
I make coffee so with a black cup of coffee.
That's it.
When I come from my work, I need some oatmeal.
Yes.
Y'all throw anything special in your oatmeal?
Yeah, dog.
What? Peanut butter, chia seeds, strawberries.
Yes, dog.
Talking about that cacaperro. Hey, nobody knows about that.
I just throw water in mine in the microwave.
That Fiber brand.
That's probably how mine be tasting.
There's like only a few cereals that I'll really like mess with for like taste. Like I said, like cereals isn't the best, but I'll throw a little bit in there to get my fiber in. And there's like this one cereal called Fiber One. The Fiber One, like at home, they call
brand, the Fiber brand. It's like
and we call it in my house, at the household, we call it cacaperro, which is hilarious.
Wow.
So I put a little bit in there. Right?
That's hilarious.
I would say I'll put about like not even. I'll probably put like two tablespoons, right? Like 2 tablespoons in there, and then I'll put some oatmeal in there. Chop up a little bit of banana. I'll give the other half to my dog. The other half of the banana to my dog.
What's your dog's name?
Princess.
Shout out.
I got a dog named King. Right?
That's a fact.
Hey, my God.
And then some strawberries, some blackberries, some almond butter, some almond milk. And then some flax seeds, bro. That's and then I'll drop some B12 vitamin droppers. Elite, dog. The digestive system feels amazing.
I need to try that. I'll pay $6.99 for
bro, just get creative with it, dog. Y'all gotta get creative.
I don't like he likes. For
real?
You make a new oatmeal.
That shit's fire.
I'll pay for $6.99 for that.
That shit is gas, bro. $5 and $5 there.
I'm with it.
Oatmeal is underrated though.
It's underrated heavily.
Yo, I appreciate y'all for taking this time.
We appreciate you,
man. Listen,
coming to the Haven.
Bless. We should do this more often, man. It's on the table.
I'm down. So,
pull up,
James. It was nice. TZ,
sir.
Hyman. It was a pleasure meeting you in person.
Bro, it was a pleasure having us. Appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
But y'all are so welcoming, and thankfully, we all just kind of like-minded individuals. So it works out that way. But again, thank you guys for letting us kind of pop up shop here and get this.
Dope view.
Y'all gotta see this, man. Look at the samurais and the.
And this is our first time doing this too. So like,
that's amazing, bro. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Bro.
I feel special. Listen, hey, follow all the pages.
Yeah, go ahead. Go ahead.
It's ATS Podcast, right?
Yeah.
Listen,
ATS Pod. Yeah.
ATS Pod.
ATS Pod. Shout out ATS Pod.
Shout out
GoFit. Shout out Professor Gaines. It's at Prof_Gaines on Instagram.
I know.
TZ Breezy on Instagram.
SoFlo Fight Spirit.
Shout out SoFlo Fight Spirit. Shout out Carlos.
Mention real quick the fighter you guys have.
Josh.
You guys, Trey, I'm sorry we didn't get into it.
So Josh is our first sponsored athlete. Shout out to Josh Mercado, bro. He's about to hurt somebody's child tomorrow. Listen,
smash.
He's about to smash that boy.
Smash.
Fighting at the Renegade Bar in West Palm Beach.
What was it that you called? You called the Tom Brady, or what did you call the game? You just called
the Conor McGregor fight.
I said the Tom Brady.
Listen, I called it. I said, look, it's gonna be fireworks, bro. Bring the popcorn back. They got to bring popcorns back. But look, Small popcorn bag. It's not going past the first round.
Let's get it.
This guy is explosive.
Josh is gonna.
I've had the pleasure of spar with him.
Josh is chopping trees down, dog.
Coach TZ has rolled with him. We've rolled him, sparred with him. Like
he's an animal.
You name it, bro. He's an animal.
I've seen him.
We've trained with him. We've grappled with him. I would consider his style like very aggressive, pressure.
Just beat the shit out of you.
Exactly. A little bit of everything.
Broward. He's a Broward native. Yes, sir, bro.
He's gonna come and eat this man's soul, bro.
Yes, sir.
He's coming for this man's soul.
Sorry, yo. I don't know.
Listen, the man lost 21 pounds in 18 hours. Wow. He dropped 21 pounds in 18 hours. Some crazy like that.
Listen, when I used to play for Tamarack football,
oh my God,
and it was Saturday morning, and we had to weigh in, and I was 1 pound over, and I had to take my pants off. This man just dropped 20 pounds
like that, bro.
21 pounds in 18 hours. That's
but yeah,
right
bro.
there.
That's the man. He's the man. He's a hard worker. He's a grinder. He's elite. He's a GOEFIT.
Real quick too. Talk to me about this mat here. What goes down on this mat? This is the jiu-jitsu mat?
Yes, sir.
Open mat? You guys have open
jiu-jitsu,
mat here?
self-defense. Open mat on Fridays. Fridays, Saturdays, and Sundays. Fridays at 8 p.m. Saturdays and Sundays at 11 a.m.
Me versus James?
Yeah.
So, yeah, you can go. Yes, sir. Yeah, we can come and roll.
Yo,
under supervision, you know.
Bro, that'd be wild.
That gotta help me out, though. He got like the size of it.
But remember,
you got like tag teams?
It's not about the size.
We do that.
It's not about
the size.
Not about the size.
That'd be wild, though. That'd be fire.
Listen, that's one thing.
Y'all passive aggressive and shit. Like
I'll go with Justin. Me and Justin could go at it.
Oh yeah,
bro. It's a blast, bro. It's a blast. It's a blast.
I'll go at it with y'all. Get my ass.
It's okay.
You took that one,
bro.
You feel
it? Monday through Friday, Monday through Thursday, we have classes every day, 8 p.m. Held by our instructor, Professor Bento, and Saturday, Sunday, and Friday night as well. We have open mats. Yeah. Friday night at 8 p.m. Saturday at 11 a.m. and Sunday at 11 a.m.
That's at GOEFIT on Instagram.
Come get your self-defense up.
Yes, sir. At SoFlo Fight Spirit.
I can just come through and like watch.
You can come through and watch, see what it's about.
Sit on the bench right
Yes, sir.
That's lit.
Yes, sir.
Definitely trying to be a part of that. This culture y'all built here is just, you feel it when you walk through the door. Like I said, I'll say it again. So we appreciate that, man. We wish y'all all the best, this year. This is a new year, right? I mean, it's already February, but damn. It's a new year, bro. So
just keep an eye open.
More opportunities.
Yeah.
Nothing more work to do,
bro. We appreciate you guys, man. Like that's the idea.
For sure.
Getting like-minded people, and that's it.
Exactly.
Moving forward.
Yeah,
Thank
man.
you guys.
Next time, bro.
You're the man, bro.
I
appreciate you guys.
Appreciate you,
boy.
I'm just reaching over.
Yes, sir. You're man,
You good?
I appreciate you.
Man, bro, no.